forgot to put a lantern in. I didn't forget it. I took it out before because I was experimenting, and I completely forgot to put it back in. So, my apologies. There should be a lantern there. So, you can see this whole area around here. Now, I know there's also supposed to be, I'll come back inside, a door here. The reason there isn't is because of this little balcony here. Now, I know that's actually supposed to be up there, but I brought it down here, because if I put it up there, it'd be a lot higher than it is. I've tried to use the actual same dimensions on the outside for the inside, so I have to change it around. So if you look at Skyrim, the balcony's down here, but the actual, if you go inside from the actual ladder, you're up there, and the door to the balcony that's down there is up there. So you go from there to down here, just by walking through a door, and it just makes no sense. If you play the game and actually took a look at the dimensions yourself, you'd understand that. It makes no friggin' sense. Sorry about getting loud there, for anyone who was wearing headphones. So yeah, I've also pushed this back a little, so on the outside it's a little altered and it doesn't look too, awesome from the outside. So if we come down here, we come down to this area here. So I had to use command blocks to get through there. Now this actually leads down here, so we have our gates. Now here we have the pressure plate area. I use some sandstone here, and there goes my voice. Give me a sec. So I'm actually going to try to get this quicker. So I've used two kinds of sandstone here. Yeah, so these looks like the sort of pressure plates that spew the fire. The reason I didn't do that is because I was trying to figure out how I could do it. I could have used dispensers actually. Maybe. Oh, and spit through the walls, wouldn't it? I don't think you can actually have the dispensers pointing upwards, can you? Where's the dispenser? Can you actually do that? Oh yeah. But if you stood on the pressure plate, it just kind of spit through it. Give me a sec. I want to have a look at something. Put that there. Pressure plate? Oh, no. Go away. Okay, now. Oh, doesn't turn off. Okay, now if I was to put it on top of it, and then try it. Sorry, I know I've gone off a little tangent here. Nah. Kind of just puts out straight away. You don't get any kind of fire damage. Now, there's probably a better way to do this. I'll have to play around with that later, and come tutorial time, I should have a solution for that. Yes. So I'm sorry about that. I kind of was experimenting. I can't help but do that. So over here we have a gate, sort of grate, and behind here we have black clay, and it kind of looks like it goes somewhere, but we can't see where. Up here we have that little hole through there. I forgot to change that, so I'm actually using the glowstone sea lantern. Now I'm also in 1.7, so if you want to use metadata, you have to be in 1.7 because unfortunately 1.8 got rid of them. So, and I don't think this will edit at the moment for 1.8. So the only reason I'm not playing 1.8 is because of the metadata, and I don't plan on updating until they fix that. So I can move the microphone away because scratch my chin. So here you can also see the. Oh, sorry. You can also see the lack of swinging blades. So I'm getting hit with blades, and in the actual Skyrim, when I was coming through here to get some reference pics, there's actually a chandelier here, or a little hanging sconce, I think it's called. No, not hanging sconce, hanging rack. If you're, half-fired DLC and you're making a house, it was called, hanging rack. There's a chandelier here, and when I was running through here to get through the blades, I was like, ah, crap, oh shit. Now, I went to run straight through, and I got caught on the actual chandelier itself. Like, wait, what? Stop, no, wait, what? I kept getting, no matter how many times I try, I kept getting caught on it. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's actually how it's been, or not. I'm actually going to have to go back and have a proper look at that, because I was just kind of running through here quickly. So if you come down here, we come to this little area here. Now, I know I used a different floor here. I'm just trying to, mix some moss stone and moss stone brick. So, yeah, it's this area here. Now, this is supposed to come down to, I think it's supposed to, oh, what's happened here? Uh-oh. Okay, just give me a sec. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that up later. I don't know why that happened. I think I've just forgot to actually put the biomes in myself. Okay, now I know this is supposed to come down to the right way. Now, I'll explain that in just a sec. We're gonna go through Blackbriar Manor first. Actually, we're gonna go through the rest of the houses, and then we'll come down to the Ragged Flagon, and I'll explain that then. Most people have probably already figured it out, but but for those who haven't, I'll explain it. So we're just gonna come out, try and run through here. Come back up. Wow. So yeah, little explosion of noise, and that was it. Oh, getting out of here. We're actually gonna come through this area down here. Now that door that's down here should be up here and leads to down here. If you look outside of the game, you see a door here, but it's actually up a level, so it would actually be here if you're building it by the interior of actual Skyrim instead of the exterior. Now I'll probably actually, like I said, I'll eventually do a tutorial on how I actually do that, and actually show you the reference pics, and even show a mapping of the actual house itself to explain that. So I'm going to come around to the back of these houses first, before we actually go anywhere else. So over here we have a little pathway going down here. So this is actually my trying of a diagonal build over there. And also here. I don't mind doing diagonal walls, but doing diagonal houses is a little difficult for me. So we have some trees. We have a little shrub bush thing here I don't like. Yeah. I don't really like it. Now if you cut this is the actual extended bit. So technically speaking, this roof just kind of ends here, and you come up this side, and this will be a little bigger. So this stairs will be over there. So in order to make, to put the actual command blocks in without hovering over this area here, I had to use this area here. In order to get down from here up here, down to the actual area that's underground. So when you go through the actual false back panel of the cupboard to get, I think it was children's? Not children's. Children's? I don't know, it was for the, to get Mercer's plans, I think it was, yes. Mercer's plans, yes. You have to go down through the false back panel to get, so in order to do that, I used this area here. So here we actually have the fireplace here. I don't actually mind it coming through here and then also almost just, seeing a different wall. You're thinking, oh, there must be a fireplace behind there. Well, at least I do. And same as this one here, which actually... Actually, no. If I remember correctly, in Skyrim there was an actual reference pic that I had that had the wood going across this. So that's not the fire pit. No, it's not. Alright, this one over this side is though. Now if you look up here, actually see the chimneys. Like I said before, this one actually comes up where the fire pit is here, or fireplace is here. On snow, so if you look through here, yeah, there you go. There's a fireplace. Comes up through there. I think I explained that before. Oh well, explain it again. Going off a tangent, gotta speed up again. So, here is this balcony area up here. So, if you want to... how that looks. Now, I also know there's a door over there. I completely forgot about that. I just reminded myself right now. So, come over here. And now we're actually going to go to Blackbriar Manor. So, we'll come down this way. We'll actually run through here. Around. So here's that wall again. So like I was saying, it almost has sort of a, if I actually did some, stone brick in the middle of that, which I probably might end up changing to, so sort of like this, dividing it up with stone brick. It almost has a gothic feel to it. Yeah, so through here, you can see the gate over there. Oops, over there. So the shrub grew over the iron bars. I probably will get rid of that and put in a small little tree. Yeah. So, we just have a lantern, open gate, and we're back to the entrance. And if we just come around here, so a tree, run through here, a little tree, shrub thing, and that's what's around here. Now I'm just going to fly over to, fly around over here. So you can actually see down here, a little fishing boat down there. We'll come down there before we actually go into Mistfell Keep. We'll do, I think, the Ragged Flagon will be last before Mistfell Keep, actually. But yeah, actually, no. After Miss Keep, we'll be very flagging, and then we'll do the exterior. So, gotta try to speed this up. Blackbriar Manor. So, nothing too interesting, just some little storage space back here. So, maybe this is moon sugar, and, you know, yes, they're hoarding moon sugar. So, that's why it's behind a locked door. This is a locked door, yes. In here we have the, dining area with some mead. Nothing too interesting. Basic shelves. I forgot to do a basement for this one as well. I literally completely forgot to do a basement. As with the door over there, I just remembered before I actually did the video. Well, the door was just now. The video, before I started doing the video, I was just like, shit, I forgot to actually get reference pics for it as well. So there is no actual basement down here. So my apologies for that. So here we just have sort of a diagonalish wall. Nothing too interesting. I think I did it better somewhere else. Yeah. I think upstairs was the best one. So we'll come through here. Nothing too interesting. This comes back to the entrance. We'll go upstairs now. Now this actually, before we do, this comes back to this area here. Now actually, most of the time you see the door open and you go straight in. For this one here, I had to use a command block and put it underground, because the house is diagonal. Now to do the interior the way I did, and have it the same as the exterior, well, you see this big diagonal wall here, but if you come on the inside, if I can actually come down, you see a big flat wall. Yeah, like that. So that's why I used command block there. So that's that. So over here, more scrolls, some crafting tables, nothing too interesting. Now here we have a sort of diagonalish door thing. I used just a normal iron door here, and a press plate for this door here to come into this room. So this is that. Fireplace. We'll actually exit through that door in a sec. We'll actually come take a look at the other ones. So, come through here. Basically, bedroom, mead. So this one actually just pours out into a tankard. Through here. Some storage back here with trapdoor on this one. And this one as well. We have some health potions. Something. A couple of mead bottles. I probably could have put a book or something down there. No, I didn't. So we're going to come through over here. Now this is actually going to come out to the balcony. So the smoke doesn't look all too awesome like this actually. Now with the actual smoke, if you're just using normal cobwebs as smoke to simulate smoke, you want it all facing the same direction. You don't want it going up and then have one go off to the south and one off to the north and have the wind look like it's going all different directions at once. You want to have a kind of a natural flow to it. I've tried to do that, so all my smoke is facing the same way. And same builds on this map, they're all facing the same direction. So if this one has a northwest one, so all smoke will be facing northwest. I think that's northwest. Yeah, sort of a northwest-ish one. Yeah. Oh, yep. So we're gonna come down here, around here, through here. We'll do Miss Keep in a sec. Actually, we're gonna go through the bottom houses first before. No, we'll go through Miss Keep first. Yes. So here we have Honor Hall Orphanage. Through here. Now, when I made this table and put some plates on it, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, there was Grellid. I'm pretty sure that's her name. No, I'm definitely sure that's her name. There was another lady who ran the place after Grellid dies. Sorry, yes, dies. Now I'm pretty sure there was, I think it was 4 children in there, if I remember correctly. So we actually have 6 plates. So if I remember correctly, I didn't actually mean to put 6 plates here when I was originally designing it. So if I am remember correctly, which I'll actually check it up when I'm finished here, and if I am, I'm just freaking awesome. Or maybe it was in the back of my head somewhere where I couldn't remember, and there were supposed to be 6 places around here. So that's here. Now I actually have a different table design to some others. So some other ones. So I just have some stairs back to back, stairs, slabs, and this one is my favourite table design. So in here we have our storage room with some notes. So this one's a book with a quill in it, some storage, nothing too interesting. Now I'm pretty sure this room here is supposed to also be storage, so no, I have a bed. Now if I'm remembering this correctly, we'll come through here. You have some more food, the small beds, because I didn't want to use the big beds here for the actual children. So that's the reason I use these beds. So these ones actually make sense now. So that's why I use these small ones. So yeah, now if I remember correctly, that bed shouldn't be there. And if I am, which if I'm not mistaken, this one actually is supposed to be Growler's room in the actual game. Now, someone do let me know down in the comments. I'll also check this out myself later, so you don't have to if you don't feel like it. It'd be nice if you don't read the comments and say, oh, I was right. Now, if this is Growler's room, so we have some gold and everything around here. Now, we also have another room down here. Now, when I actually was taking reference pics, I noticed this, and if I remember correctly, because it was a while back when I took these reference pics, there was just some hay laid out here. Now, as far as I can remember, there was only beds for the children and Growler's bed. Now, that means the other lady was literally sleeping on nothing but hay. Just sprawled out on the floor. I was in there going, okay, Growler, you deserve to die. You deserve to die. Unless the lady found the floor comfortable, in which case, okay. Actually, I've fallen asleep on the floor a couple of times and didn't actually care. Ended up with woke up with a fucked up neck, but alright. So here we have a little tree. Although, some trees over here as well. Nothing too interesting out here. Although, on the topic of sleeping on floors, my cousin has got his own house. My oldest cousin, he's got his own house. And the carpet in his house is so soft, I'm not kidding. You just feel like sleeping on it. You feel like sleeping on the floor. It's just... Why is your carpet so soft? It's literally like sleeping on a second... It's like he's got a whole bed just made... a bed made into a floor. That's it. That's how the carpet is. Now, over here we have Miss Keep. Now, I particularly like this entrance. So if you look through here... So, back to the topic of the show around. I think it's gone on for way too long, so I'm going to try to speed this up again, as I normally say. So here we have a lot of trees. Now this one is actually a lot bigger, and I think this one is my favourite big tree. Especially these ones over here. So over here, come up here, we see a lantern over there just to provide some light. Now this is iron, so this is retextured iron. Sorry, not retextured, the metadata. And, I love how that, if you look up there, it kind of, those lines almost float into the actual glass itself from down here. It looks kind of awesome. So these actually look like hinges to me. They look more like they'd be the hinges where the actual door kind of rolls alongside it. Now, down here, we see a hopper. We're surrounded by some slabs. And this one just kind of looks all one piece to me. Now, down here, we have some trees that have grown into one another, which I kind of wanted to actually do, which I managed to do it. And this one, not so much. Now, over here, I've had to use slabs on top of this cobblestone because there's not a mix of this one, which is a shame. I may actually try to have a play around and see if I can actually manage to do that. I might just be able to. So, over here, we have some storage. Now, we have some arrows. I was trying to figure out a way to actually make this look like some arrows. Unfortunately, I messed around with some of the texture data, and I messed around with this one a little too much. So this one is literally just an empty basket with some arrows sticking out of it. And here we just have some training dummies, so you know where they're firing the arrows at the dummies. That's it. So we have a lever. I completely forgot to biome these. I wanted to use the shield biomes, which I completely forgot. Now over here, we have weapon rack. I kind of just stopped the video there for a sec. I completely forgot we have the new metadata. Well, it's not new, it's in the game for quite a while now. It's just relatively new to me. So when I started doing the Windhelm build, I found out about metadata. So I was like, where the hell did this come from? And that's when I started doing it. So here we have some weapon racks. That's what I wanted to do in the first place. So we're not going to come through the barracks just yet. So Misspell Barracks. Here we have the mix again. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't have along the bottom there. It has it along there, but not... Yeah. So, tired. So, try to speed through this. come through here. Now, there's nothing too interesting going on here. Just a whole bunch of candles, a big fire pit, which I probably was going to make better, but completely did this for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'll fix that up later. So that'll be much... This will be more improved. Come tutorial, this will be a lot more improved. Yes. So in here, I forgot a door. We have the Mystic Lady for this one, I think it was. I can't remember her name. Mystic Merchant. Yeah, there we are. The Mystic Merchant. Yes. So here we have some sack. Maybe it's got some gold or something in there. This is a coin purse, yes. And we just have some gold across here. So you can actually, if you listen carefully enough. Yep. I can probably turn the sounds up. You can actually hear, this is actually pressure plate. Biome specific, I think this is Extreme Hills. Something like that. Over here we have our magic carpet. A very magic carpet. This is magic, yes. Over here we have an alchemy lab. So these are some potions, some ingredients for the potions. Over here we have an enchanting table. Now I kind of like this one because you can actually make it look like an actual table. Now I'm actually going to try to have a play around with this texture here and see if I can actually make it look like, so without the book itself, because you can also actually have a floating book, which, ooh, well that's giving me an idea. You'll eventually see that, yep, definitely. So if you look at it like this, you see just, you know, they kind of look like, it's got some banners or something lying over it. I'm going to try to make it, retexture to make it look like, I'm going to attempt it. Oh, that's bookshelf. That should be, oops, that should be just normal oak wood there. So we have the bedroom. I'm going to try to retexture that one to make it look like the Arcane Enchanter in Skyrim. I'm going to try that. I'm pretty sure someone out there has already done it, but I'm going to try to do it myself. Because I'm actually starting to learn how to use Photoshop, because, I know, start to learn. Most people are sitting there going, someone who doesn't know how to use Photoshop? Yes, yes, I don't know how to use it, alright? I'm still learning. Lay off. Yeah, because one of the requirements for my game design course, I learned how to use Photoshop to make textures, actual textures for the games. So, you know, more like Skyrim textures like that. So, try to learn how to do that. I'll get there eventually. I'm not too good at the moment. Still learning. So through here we just have some, I think this was a war room, so if, oh, I know, I'll eventually change that. You'll see that come tutorial. We'll go through the barracks in a sec. So we're actually going to come up here to the actual, you know, Jarl's quarters. Or, was it Jarl's quarters? I can't remember her name. Something like that. We have some bedrooms, just on the side. Up here. Webs. A small little chandelier with a cobweb up there. Now if you actually come up here, I've used a bit of oak wood, cobblestone wall, and just some fence coming off it. I could probably just use the oak wood texture for the actual fence, make it all look like oak wood, but that's alright. And my voice is definitely going, so I gotta speed this up. So, storage. This one's got more of a green regal-ish bedspread. Screw it, yeah, bedspread will work. We have a couple of chairs next to the fire, some mead, a lockbox, some storage. I kind of got lazy towards this area over here, so we just have some papers. Did I? Damn it, I put the glass there. I'm a little too consistent with the glass. Screw it. You know, when I do the tutorial, you'll see. Now, if we come through here, we see probably one of the most spectacular views of the whole city. Okay. So that's, I'm not really too keen on the smoke now. I may just leave that out next time. Yeah. So if you look down there, you can actually see pretty much all the buildings, except for what's on top. There's nothing up here, which I could have put some actual crates and stuff up here. Wouldn't be too much reason for it to be up there now, would it? Oh, come back down here. Come through here. Oops. So we're going to go through the barracks. And all these door sounds are driving me nuts. So, try to speed this up once again. Now, I'm sorry if I had to split this up into 2 videos. I do apologise for that. If I didn't, it's okay. So here, we have some joint beds. I could have moved this over one, but if I did, I literally have no reason why I couldn't have. I don't remember why I didn't just do that. I think it was because of the trapdoors. Yeah, I think it was because of the trapdoors. If it wasn't, come tutorial, this will be actually looking a lot better. So yeah, that's the reason for these joined together. So here we have some storage. So I kind of just spams the barrels, crates, and trap chests. Over here, the cooking area. I think there was supposed to be a table here, actually. My bad. And I kind of just used carpet, so I couldn't even think of anything, so I just used orange carpet. Now, we'll go through there. Now, this one actually, you'll come out here first. Comes back out in this little area around here. Go back in. So, come up here. And I've got real low frame rate at the moment. So, we just have some weapons. A lot of weapons around here. Okay, maybe not a lot. I thought I had more on the side. Oh no, I was thinking about putting more on the side, but I put the carpet there instead. Excuse me. So we have some beds. A lot more beds. Beds. Weapons, yes. More weapons. Weapons. These are the guard barracks after all. So, they have their weapons stored around. And that's pretty much it for this area. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, now we're going to go down to the under area. Actually, if you'll excuse me a sec. And we're back. Alright, sorry about that. Now, we're going to come down to the houses down here. So, we're going to come down this way. So, I kind of like how that chimney looks from here. It was from an area, it kind of actually looked like the smoke was actually coming out. So there you go. If you can get past there, the sort of squarish look to it's got, it does look like it's coming out. I think the more I stare at it, I can see the actual sort of animation loop. Yeah, it kind of jumps back for a split second. Yep. Alright, so, sorry about that. We're going to come down here to Romlin Dreth's house. So here we go. I quite like these under ones. Yeah, I actually like it. So here we just have that big table design you saw in Honor Hall Orphanage. Ooh, Orphanage. Wow. Too many H's in that. Damn. My bad. So here we have just a cooking pot, not over the fire, which yeah, we have the normal dark slate here. That's actually the top of this one here. So to actually separate it from the fire pit. Sorry, separate from the actual floor. So I've kind of dropped this down a level. So it's going to have a half slab around here. I could have used some Enviro slabs as, yeah, not Enviro slabs, biome slabs. The Enviro slabs, yeah, so I've heard people call them Enviro slabs, biome slabs. Yeah, that kind of work. Whichever, for this one here, but I didn't. So, we have some offician. Now, I use the small bed around here. Yep, excuse me. That's better. My ear was itchy. So, I used the small bed around here instead of using the other one. I think I used the other ones. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. You'll see it in the other houses. Alright, so that's pretty much it for Roland Dreth's house. So, as you can see, the ratway entrance is missing. So that'll get explained in a sec. Yep. As soon as we finish these houses over here. Not these ones, plus Elgrim's elixirs. Ooh. I remembered it. Sure hope so. We're going to go through Valendor's house. So here we are. So here we have some actual you saw it before. It's pretty much the same. Kind of, it's the same, pretty much exactly the same. If you actually go into the actual Skyrim right now, you'll see they're pretty much the same, just, you know, slightly different in layout. That's it. The whole thing's the same, just changed around a little. So here we have sort of like those hanging food racks, you see. So I kind of did like this. These are actual these are biome based. So this is, I think, Extreme Hills, Roof Forest, and that one there is Extreme Hills. Yes, and the rest is just pretty much. The fish is just pretty much does whatever the hell it fucking feels like doing. It literally appears everywhere. It is pretty much one of the most common ones you find. Well, at least in this biome it is anyway, and it's really freaking annoying. So, yeah, basically when you actually use biome-specific metadata, I'll explain that. So we have a bedroom. Biome-specific metadata, you have to be careful if you do ones underground or above ground at least. So if you've done ones down above underground, everything you do above it, if you do anything above it, you've got to be careful of the biomes because you're going to get some biome-specific metadata. So over here, I kind of get lucky in most places. So especially with the being barb, I did a lot down the bottom, so which you'll see in a sec for Elgrim's elixirs. Now over here, I get lucky because above here, it's pretty much just it takes up this area around here. So it doesn't actually cut through too much of the Temple at Mara. I think it actually stops about here or somewhere around here. So with the biomes, I can pretty much change what I like in places, which I'll explain in the tutorial as well. Oop, we've just been in there. We want to go to Maurice Outerville's house. So I can change what I like about the biomes as long as there's nothing above it. So over here we have some weapons. I kind of like this one. You see axes on the front here, but if you look at it from the side, you see just swords. Here you just see axes. Here you see axes and swords. I love that. So once again, come through here. Now this one's Maurice is, I think it's Maurice, Mattis, something like that, is drinking health potions with their dinner or lunch or whatever the hell they're eating. So we also have this. So this texture here. So a good example of biome specific is this rope hook here and this metal one here. These are both the exact same data, just in different biomes. So that's a good example of it. So I'm going to try to get through this one quicker. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I split this up into 2 videos, so if I did, my apologies. Oh, we get 2 extra videos, so... But don't worry, that won't take away from the other ones. So over here we have a fishing boat, which has been slightly neglected. So the food's actually gone, so the fish has actually gone off. So we're going to come down to Elgrim's elixirs. So this is directly under the bean barb right now. Well, it will be in a sec. And with the biomes down here, I have to be careful because what I changed down here will specifically like this one here. So if I actually use, I think, right. So over here I use the mesa biome. So if I go ascend, yes. So the mesa biome was actually for the actual trapdoors along this bed along here to get the actual trapdoors here. Now, if I just go descend, get back down. So if I go over here for the extreme hills, I get nothing here. If I go up a level, oh, nothing as well. So I got kind of lucky here. So based on your position and anything above it, you have to be careful of biomes. And that's pretty much that. That was pretty much something for the tutorial, but may as well talk about it here. I'm right here now. It's in my head. I'll probably forget it for the actual tutorial. So, yes. Which is also awesome, because actually, for elixirs, you'll expect different ones sometimes. Almost, just besides being color-coded for the labels, most of the time. Or, you know, the actual liquid color. You get different bottles for it. So, that's actually awesome. So these are all different kinds of bottles. I also said these are mead, but imagination. Pretend like these are different kinds of bottles. You've got to imagine. Yes. There. So, around here, excuse me. Yeah, this is actually the acacia wood. I quite like this. I might end up using this somewhere else as well. I think I already had something in mind. It'll come back to me as soon as I see it again. For a place to use this. So, nothing too interesting down here. So, now, about the ratway. I haven't completed the whole ratway yet. Because the reference pics I had were actually on my hard drive that got corrupted. Now, lucky for me, I did the rest of them, the rest of Riften first, way before the hard drive got corrupted, and I ended up coming back and completely forgot I did hadn't done the ratway, and I lost the reference pics, and I was like, you know what, I'll just try to do most of it off memory. Unfortunately, the only thing I can get off memory was, off my memory, because I get the basic, ooh, I fell down. So yeah, that's the under bit down there. The only thing I can remember was you had the stairs go down, and then it goes into this sort of circular-ish area, goes down here, so it takes a right turn. I'm still going off memory here. Before it goes down, has a little indent where you have a trapdoor. I think, no, you fall down into that little area or something like that. You either fall down, or you can fall down from that area. No, you fall down into it. And if you keep going down, you go circular a bit. A circular-ish area. A right turn. A bit further down. Another right turn into the squarish area. If you keep going across that bridge that falls down, you take a left turn into the Ragged Flagon, which... No, you take a left turn. No, you go down. You go through an area. Sorry, yeah, you go through an area, a squarish area, take a left turn, and you come to the Ragged Flagon. And you'd be facing this way at the end. That's just that basic area. I know it drops down also before you get to the bridge and has a gate here that you go through once you get to it, once you open it, or if you pick the lock. You go up the stairs, and then you can go through into the Ragged Flagon. You can also go the other way, but that's where my memory just kind of goes, nope, fuck you, you're not getting that. So if I play through it again, I'll remember it. But so the only way we can get to it at the moment, the only thing I've built is the Ragged Flagon and the cistern. So we're actually going to come through here. So that's what this button was for. So if I just manage to click the button. Hello, thank you. There we go. So here we have another cobblestone texture. Here we just have some glowstone hidden by some trapdoors. Excuse me. So here we have that underneath area. So actually if I come back up, so I press this button, so you see this floor down here. I'm sorry about lag every time I use a command block. So that's what this is for. Pretend like this button has pushed the I think it's a what did I say before? Oh shit, what did I call it before? Tomb, a little tomb shrine thing. Back, has pulled it back. I could have used sticky pistons, but if I did, I'd be pulling it back into the actual Hall of the Dead. So that's what this is literally on the back of right now. So you push the button, it opens up, it slides back into this wall, slides back a bit more. I think I made this a little too big. Oh well, like I said, I built this part off memory. I lost reference pick, so this is literally built off memory. About, I think, 3 hours before I actually did this actual video. Yeah, you're about there. I don't know why I left it 3 hours before I kind of finished the metadators. Well, you know, the detailing just before I, did the video. So you'd pull the chain, slides back, and you'd end up down here. Or you'd walk out there. So that's what the stairs are leading up into this roof for. So if we come down here, open the trapdoor. Yeah, just close that. Now I haven't done any sort of detailing or anything like that because like I said, I did it completely off memory. I know there were some shelves here, and we'll go back and try to fix this up. But let me know what you actually think of it. This, I know it's a lot bigger than it should be. Oh, yeah, it's a lot bigger than it should be. So this is literally built underground, so way down underground. I used the command block just to get to here, so it made it look like it was just right there. So to trigger the game. So yeah, this is a cistern. I've added some slight changes. For example, it's a lot bigger than it should be. I haven't got any kind of detailing. Now, I'm not too sure about this area around here. I couldn't remember if... I know there was bridges here on all four of them. I remember most of the layout. I remember if you came through the Ragged Flagon, you'd be standing here. Straight ahead of you was the treasury, and you'd have this area up here. Now, I changed the actual sides up here to make and gave it sort of a border, because if you didn't, it looked like just this big hovering platform. I think it's a little higher up than it should be, but that's alright for me. I don't mind it too much. Like I said, it's bigger than it should be, so I want to make this slightly bigger. I could have actually changed the actual cobblestone around here as well. So if you look up, you see the light pouring out from here. So the reason why this is so well lit up at the moment, and this is actually in Moody, so I've got some invisible lighting around, just so you can actually see everything. Now, once you stand in the center, straight in front of you was the treasury. To your right was the exit, so to the actual graves. And over here was a little... It had the master chest and I think it was just apprentice chest? Or was it expert? I can't remember. I remember what the shape of the chest was. That's how I remember the master one. It was the sort of curved, fancy looking chest. And there was a... I think it was... I can't remember his name now. there was a guy hitting a training dummy. And I think it was, not the shrouded armor. There was some armor in there, I remember that. The thieves' armor. It was, like I said, I lost the reference pics, so this is literally just off my memory. I could have got them back, but like I said, I was just kind of, you know what, let's see if I can do it off memory. So I will eventually fix this up before this tutorial, so don't worry about that. It will all be done before then, and improved. So if we come through here, oh, can I get through, please? Thank you. We have some lighting. I haven't done the biome slabs, like I said. I think this was more, I think it was quite different. It was more a yellowish wall. Like I said, trying to go off memory here. Now, I made this a lot bigger than it should be, and a lot more changed. Like, for instance, I added this archway. Now, I know there was some, sorry, I'm just trying to picture it in my mind right now. I think there was more arched pillars, but I did these ones. Now, you also see this in my Breville build, but slightly altered. Now, the bar, I think it was, not the bar, so sort of like that. There will be some seats around here while I've got around to detail it. So, and I want the bar to actually kind of come around here and sort of only half block off this area here. Now, I know there's a door, I think it is straight here, right next to this, or I need to move this one just a wall over. So I don't actually count these pillars here as a wall. So it's a 3. The 3 bit is the wall, and that's a pillar. 2 separate things for me. Even if it looks like this here. That back bit is 3 walls and 2 pillars. So if you ever get confused by me saying that, that's why. And so I do apologize. So I know there's no archway here, but I added it in. Now this area is a lot bigger than it should be. So just pretend like there's all crates and things here. The reface lady sitting here. The modeling, yeah, the one that says remodels your face like clay or something along those lines. Like I said, it's been a while. I have gone back and played it recently, but I haven't been back to Riften. Oh, it's sitting here. Now, I made this area. Now, this is a lot bigger than it should be. Now, this here is actually just normal spruce wood. Just ordinary spruce wood. And it kind of looks like faded wood. I was actually going to go and use this oak wood texture here, like this. And I think there was other ones that go up and down, so they sort of look like that, but this way around. So rotated. But I couldn't remember. Yeah, so I got some more invisible lighting hanging around, so as I just fell off it. So I made this area bigger, because if you look at it from here, from where you'd actually come in, this needed to be bigger. I made it, I had to make it bigger because it looked too small. So we're just going to quickly speed through this again. We're going to come back outside, so none of the exterior walls. I know there was some over here, an area over here, here. Remember that? Because I remember there was a glitch. You can actually get through the actual doors, or if you're on PC, you just, turn off collision, just fly through the walls. There's actually some hidden chests under there. And for those of you who didn't know that, there are some hidden chests under here. Now, we're going to come out to the final area of Riften. So, just come up through here. I don't see why I can't ladder when I could have just, flown up. Okay, thank you. Now, we're going to come through here. And we're just going to come over here. So, under here, and we're just going to climb down these stairs. And now, I've also retextured, I can't remember which one of the actual glass panes it was, but I retextured it to look like rope. So that way you can actually get the actual rope instead of just using fences to simulate it. So, now here is actual, the black bright metery, and you can actually see through it, but I've actually made this wall double thick. So that's why if you look through here, you can sort of see a second pane of glass on the other side. And I made it double thick because down the bottom, I think it was a little thicker down the bottom. So I just kind of make this match. So we're actually going to go over to the warehouse first. Now, also, actually before we go through there, I'm going to come take a look through here. Oh! I forgot the actual jail. We'll go down there last. Fine. Now, a lot of built-up area around here. I don't particularly like some of these, like this here. Reason being, this is a huge area around here. All that you see, like this brownish area, everything you see down here, you'd think, holy shit, he must have spent hours on this, or just trying to place every single one of these blocks. Well, no, I didn't. I could lie and say I did, but I didn't. I was going to spend hours and, you know, make this look all neat and pretty. Instead, I just kind of placed an area and world edited the rest. Just to save me a lot of time and, you know, save what little sanity I have left, you know. I'm not crazy. Now, we're going to come into the warehouse. That actually look like a hook for a second then. Yeah, alright. So here's the warehouse. So we have... Oh, excuse me. Oh, chicken. We just have some food, some shelves. Most of it's gone off. It's been forgotten. Here we have a book. Now, did I remember? Damn it. You know what? This is what happens if you don't place the extra bit of glass there. Remember that? There, yep. It changes back to normal. So let me just... 3 I think it was. Yep. And let's place it there. 20 and 6. Like that. So there we go. That's what happens if you don't have the extra glass on top of it. Now I think there's also a mod or a plugin or something that prevents that, but I haven't actually looked for it yet. So nothing too amazing around here. Now remember in the game there was some skooma down the bottom and some moon sugar. So this here is moon sugar. Now over here I have some 2 different colored crates, and great. Oh, heartburn. Whew. And some hay. Damn. Yeah. I ate 2 kilos before. So in between, I split the video up into 2, and I kind of ate in between it, so you didn't notice it. So that's it. So in this room here, I noticed a little smaller than it should be, was some moon sugar and some skooma. So that's what's down here. So we just have some hay, some crates, some food, coolant pad. Yep. It's nothing too interesting. Come out. Now over here. Now under there. Now I've made the water level a little too high here, which I need to fix up. Unfortunately. Now under there, I was gonna leave it all blank, so nothing down there, because I can't actually remember if there was anything down there. Like I said, I had reference pics for it, but I didn't actually check to see if there was anything down there, so that's my bad. So we're actually going to go down there now. So here we actually have the meadery. So that's where we were before. Oh, come around here before we actually go down there. So nothing too interesting. I really wish I did some, you know, detailing over there. I completely forgot to put some crates here. I thought I did that. Damn. Right, so we're going to come down this boat to the fishery. Not going to go in there just yet. We're going to come over here. So I've used the actual firewood as sort of a bridge sort of thing. And we just have some basic storage, apples. The reason I left the apple ones here is because these are extremely rare for me. They don't come out. It's like, you want apples? No, you're not getting apples. Don't want apples? Holy shit, you get apples. Fuck it, I'll keep it. We have, I think these are potatoes. I'm not sure. These are mushrooms. To me, these look like mushrooms. So, come around here. Just basic storage. Some of the food's gone off. Mostly the fish, which, something like that. Most of it's been neglected, so we got some off apples, some off fish. Now, actually, there's something a little interesting in the fishery, which you'll see in a sec. I've also got to remember to go back into the jails before I got to keep reminding myself mentally before I forget. So over here we have some off lettuce or cabbage. Now we have a lot of off food here. No, just 2. So just some fish and some, I say mushrooms. I don't think the fungus can actually go off. I don't remember if fungus can go off. I don't think it can. You know what? Someone let me know down in the comments. Yeah. So that's it. We'll go over there in a sec to the actual big ship. That's actually much bigger than the one in actual Windhelm. Just slightly, well, not much bigger, just, you know, slightly bigger. So this is the Riften fishery. And there's a lot of fish hanging up here. Reason being, it's a fishery. And down there would be some fish. Now, what I've actually got here, is the metadata for the actual rope block. This is actually, I think, acacia wood, the actual log. So I've used a rope block, rope, and a net. So basically what would happen, they would lower these down into the actual area down there, which we'll go to in a sec. So I've got some nets hanging up as well. I'll finish saying what I was saying in a sec. So I'll just go around here. Now we get some, because these are actually in the mesa biome, so I can actually get these slabs. We get some baskets. Now this one's a basket crate covered. So maybe these are just a wicker crate. Yeah, woven wicker crate. So we got a lot of nets lying around. I think there was a pressure plate for a fishing roll. Say fishing pole and rod at the same time. So a pod. They all just kind of mix into one word. And there's a pressure plate for a fishing rod. So that would lower the nets down into the actual area down here. I'm stuck on the actual net. So this is actually cobwebs, and where the fish would be rolling around, they'd see if the fish could actually wait for the actual fish to climb into it, or swim into it, climb into it. They use their fins for climbing, did you know? They grow their claws out and they just climb. The fish fins grow into claws and they just climb. That's something you didn't know about fish. There you go, you learned something. I'm just kidding, of course. There's a lot of fish will probably get their teeth caught in it. They think, oh look, that thing's fruit as well. Nope. And they just wait for the fish to swim into it, or the alternative, they could just, come down here and just grab it, and they just lift it out, and wait for probably smeagol the fish, smack him over the head, smack him down there. I know it's a little violent for most people to think about. But, just use your imagination. You don't want to stick live fish in actual things and have them hop all over the place. Well, I think they do that. I'm not sure. I'm not a fisherman, so I don't know. So over here, we have the docks. You can actually see where I've made a mistake with the actual world painter of the actual water. So I've got to fix that up when I do the actual terraforming. Now, as you can also see the lack of mountains. So, like I said, I haven't done the terrain over here. So we have the broken dock around here, which I quite like. Now, I was actually attempting... The way I got the idea for the actual net lowering thing in here was actually, I was going to do it around here. But unfortunately, if you put cobwebs underwater, the water just, takes it off. So it just doesn't like it. So it's just like, you know what? Fuck you. I see you trying to do something awesome. No. So, excuse me. So over here, we just have a lot of fish lying around. Some of it's gone off. Or maybe it's not gone off, it's just attracted flies. Depends. Over here we have our fishing boats. Now, these are actually half slabs, that's why they're embedded into the actual thing. I could have made it a full actually, I could have done that. Huh. I'm going to have a play around with that later. Oops, that's actually supposed to... There we go. That's better. That way you can actually climb back into it. Out of it. Yeah, that's right. Now here... Ooh, I've made you climb into the barrel. Alright, that's right. Just get rid of that. And do that. There we go. Anyway, that's better. So, sorry, I wanted to fix that up because that would annoy the hell out of me. So if I come around here, come up here to this big ship over here. So this is probably most likely a merchant ship and also a fishing ship at the same time. So we have the sail that's been, I think, furled. Yes, furled. I think it's like that. I think I made the mast a little too big and a little too thin. I'm not sure. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Down here, if you actually come down, now you see, can you get in the? Thank you. Now, this one actually has a lot of more food and produce and a lot of friggin' crates. I mean, a lot of crates. So I was actually going to attempt to put some iron crate ores, and the ones you saw at the blacksmith and the emerald ones in here. So this comes in from other places. Probably from Windhelm or maybe Dawnstar's mines. It just comes all the way around. Actually, no, actually, now that I think about it, this ship would not actually be here. Because if I remember correctly, I was actually having a look at the rivers, the river in actual Skyrim. And if you follow along, they go up waterfalls, a whole lot of waterfalls. And this, all waterfalls, this lake is actually the highest lake that I can find in Skyrim. Or I think it's Illinois. I'm not sure. I think it's Lake Gear, or that's the one near the throat of the world. Now this lake actually goes down 2 waterfalls, and I don't know about any kind of, gravity-defying ships, so I'm trying to figure out how these ships actually got here. I'm probably being really... I probably missed something right now and seem like a friggin' idiot to someone, but, you know what? Actually, I have a map right here. Yes, I actually have the map of Skyrim sitting right next to my computer on the wall. No, I can't actually... No! This is actually the, highest point, highest lake. So the one around Dawnstar and Solitude and Windhelm are directly on the lowest point, where all, there's no more waterfalls after that. Yeah, this ship should not be here. It couldn't actually go anywhere. It'd have to sail up the waterfall. Bethesda, I caught you out. Your ships make no sense. Now these small ones would though. They'd just be, for the lake and all that. They'd probably swim over to the other lake. This one, you make no sense. You make no sense. I don't see a reason for being there. So this was actually going to be the last bit, but we got to go through the jails. So I'll just quickly fly over there. Now, unfortunately with the jails, I never actually went to the Riften jails. Well, I did go to the Riften jails, but when I say that, I didn't actually, I sort of paid off my, what was it? Not bribe. Bribe is something else. My bounty, that's the one. I paid off my bounty instead of ever spending time in the actual jails itself. So I didn't actually know about the actual secret exit. Now, I know that most... Excuse me a sec. That's going to drive me insane. I could probably have that joined down there. Nope, I'm going to leave it like that. Most of them, I think, if not all of them, have secret exits. I did not know about that one down there. Like how it wrapped around, so I don't actually have that in. I didn't actually know that was a secret exit, to be honest. Like I said, I never got myself thrown in jail, so that's why. So, here we have the place where the guard's sitting. I know it's a little small. Now, down here, there is a table here with what I'm assuming to be a little fire pit on the actual top. There's a big metal bowl. I'm assuming it's a fire pit. I could be wrong. Now, if it is, well, just looking at this, it doesn't seem right to have a fire in the center of a wooden table. Excuse me. So that's it. So here we have some weapons lying around. Here we have the actual fireplace for cooking, because even prisoners need to eat. So we come down here to where they keep the personal belongings. Oh, that's either the evidence or personal belongings. I'm not sure which is which. I can't remember. Now, I know there was supposed to be something on this wall. I can't remember. Can you... Thank you. Now we're going to come up over here first. To our cells. We have more weapons along here. Now, they probably wouldn't be this close to the actual cells. Now, I've used 2 kinds of iron bars here. I probably could have used the normal iron bars here. The reason why I didn't, this here is supposed to simulate a door, but if I use the normal iron bars, it does this. I'm not sure about the dark ones. What about the dark ones? Oh, that's rusted. So you can also use rusted ones as well. They would actually look good in some places. No, they all just... Yeah. And undo it again. Undo again. That's good. There we go. So that's why I did this. This is supposed to represent the door. So we're actually going to have a compass for now. Just to get through here. There we go. That one. So, actually, we don't really need one, but I want it to come through just to show you. So we actually have a big bed here. So this is the prisoner who gets most of the luxury. Yes. Now, I think it's supposed to actually be this one over here. I know there was someone important over here. I can't remember. I know there was sort of... Ooh, whoa. Brought me right down the bottom. Okay. Enough of this. What's going on? Sorry about that. I was using the compass and I kind of just... Well. Whee! Straight at the friggin... went straight through everything. And as I was saying, I know there was supposed to be an important prisoner in here. So, that's why they had a single bed. I remember there was a desk right here, and he was sitting here, and you could talk to him. I also know there was one down the bottom as well. So, we're actually going to come, if I do this. So, sorry about that, I did it again. I've just got to stop clicking with the compass, because I end up flying everywhere. So, he'd be sitting there talking to him, and there's one down the bottom as well. So it's not too much to show, they're kind of same. Now this one, if I remember correctly, because I was actually checking when I was doing the reference picks, now that's how I found out about the hidden place, but I completely forgot to grab the actual reference picks of, well, I didn't completely forget to grab them. Well, I did grab them, they went the way of the right way. So I remember, I think it was broken bit of wall, or that was in Solitude. I think it was a shackle or something like that. You click, I think, not click, or if you're playing on PC, I think it was. You activate, sorry. You look at this wall here and you activate something behind the wall, and it kind of just crumbles, or something opens up. If I remember correctly, from this cell here. Alternatively, you can either pick the lock and fight your way out bare-fisted. We're back over here, aren't we? There we go. I figured out how to do it. There we go. So this is, I'll just kind of look through it now. We'll get rid of the compass, so we're not going to go into the cells anymore. So, over here, you have 2 prisoners in there. They've each got their own food and drink. Now, this one's actually got something in it, so they've probably just stolen, or the prisoner's actually shared. Yeah, maybe. You know, you never know. Some of their drink. Now we're going to come down here to the bottom, and that'll be the last. Oh, can't go through there because of the iron bars. Kind of looks like you can. I keep forgetting about that. I could have made the table smaller, but then I have to sacrifice the little table fire pit. So we have some more weapons around, and we have the last of the cells. So same setup as the one up here, just slightly reversed. Now, I couldn't remember if there was any beds in here. Well, no, I can remember there was beds, but I don't remember how many there was. So, that is pretty much it. So, we're just going to come back outside. I have to get rid of the compass. I could have just zapped my way out. So, come back outside. So, I'm pretty sure that's everything. So this is what it actually looks like. Don't mind the lack of terrain. I'm sorry about that, once again. Now, this is what it actually looks like from up high. Now, I know it's kind of blurry on my monitor. I'm not sure about how it actually comes out on some other people's monitors. Because on my old screen, which is actually my old TV, I had to get a new one because it burnt out. I'm not kidding. It literally just stopped working. I assumed it burnt out because it was, you know, just it could turn on, but it didn't do anything. Nothing came up. And yes, I checked everything. Even my computer wouldn't come up. So, I got a new screen. And when I got a new screen, because I use a HDMI cable, it seems between monitors it looks all fuzzy and blurry. I've got to play around with some settings and everything. So I'm not sure how it looks on yours. I think it's just because of HD TVs and all that. Now, I'm actually going to show you what it looks like at nighttime. I love that glow. I really do love that glow. It does look like an actual real busy city that's gone to sleep. I'll just come down here and show you what it looks like from down here. So here. This is what it looks like. Now we'll come up here. Sort of over to here. There you go. Especially with the Aurora to the north. That was Riften. If you liked Riften, please don't forget to let me know in the comments which tutorial you'd like to see next after Breville, whether it be Windhelm, Riften, or coming up next is Dawnstar. That'll be probably directly after this one, and we'll get back to the Breville tutorials after Dawnstar. Now, I will record them back to back and back them up twice, so I've got several copies. So just in case, this is a brand new hard drive, so I don't think it's going to get corrupted again. It just stopped working. Excuse me. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. tune in next time where we actually show around Dawnstar. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.